players making it day 2. So ultimately, I just want to see the best games that we can see.
Big Bang,
Hey,
yeah.
what do you know? Ask and you shall receive. It is the Big Bang once more for the final game of the day.
Big Bang with Mortdog first carousel, yes.
All rods. All right, here we go.
Man, I think it's actually a bit more feasible for Sox actually to be able to qualify if specifically Double 61 and Cupiditas both bought 4. Because then Sox would be slotted into that 4th slot. But either way, a lot of different things can happen during this game. I'm personally excited to cast another Big Bang Galaxy game. I know Becca, you know, it was a lot we did earlier.
Okay, I honestly wanted to be kind of more professional in this cast, and then we had to cast a Big Bang Galaxy, and I had no idea what was going on. It was so hard to keep up with. There's too much going on.
Well, basically, it seems like just the challenge of this galaxy is just all of the resources that you're given, right? Because you're given the extra slot on your team after 3-1, you're given the extra roll each turn, and you're given a lot more gold and items and random champions from all the monsters. So it's just a matter of, like, can you, this is like the ultimate like wealth management simulator, right? Where it's like, you're suddenly rich. Can you handle it? Or are you just going to go broke again? You know, you've won the lottery, but can you handle it, you know?
Yeah. But everyone's winning the lottery at the same time as you are.
That's true. But it's like, you know, maybe if you have like a $1 million scratch off ticket with like a couple coworkers and you split it, like one person's going to go buy like a boat and blow it all on like vacations in Vegas or something. Someone else is going to invest it, and like, where are those people going to be in 2 years? You know.
You know what's
That's
bad?
the
I think
difference between
NA
first and 8th year.
NA are the people blowing it in Vegas.
No comment.
Oh no. Oh man, very interesting. I get stressed out personally when I'm on trade sector because there's a lot of early game decisions that you need to make. And I've just been observing KC Double's shops here. Had the opportunity to get a Leona 2, passed up on that. Had the opportunity to get a Kog'Maw to maybe go Battlecast, but passed up on that as well. Granted, the items aren't going to be... Actually, they're kind of okay for Battlecast, to be completely honest. You have Ionic Spark for the Alawi. You have half of a red buff with that belt. But KC Double not choosing to go that route, I am curious. Based off of these items, Becca, what direction do you think that KC Double might go here? Well, I guess we see it here.
Yeah,
though.
it is half of a red buff, but it's also a Morella, and he did get the early super lucky cast. So he could go Battlecast, but I feel like... I don't know. Would you risk it on a Battlecast comp just because... I don't know if in like the late game without the 8 Battlecast you can win, and he is kind of in that like middle position where he needs to do really well here to make it into the next day.
Well, so here's the question then: do you maybe try to go with Vanguard Mystic, because it's not a comp that's going to get you a lot of firsts, it seems like right now, but it is a comp that if you play it well, if you position it well, if you hit what you need to hit, it's still a fairly solid top 4 comp. So maybe just play it safe. You know, you're at 19 points if you're double 61, and you know, if you come away from this with another like 5 points, 6 points, like you've got a good shot at making top 4.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think you are definitely thinking about going for the consistent safe play with where he's at. It is really hard for Sox to upset him and some of the other plays to upset him. So I think I would go for the safe play. What would you go for, Crowan?
I think it's actually a weird spot here because you can still go for the safe play, but also simultaneously not qualify for tomorrow. Just based off of the point breakdowns right now, Double is at that awkward middle spot to where if you get, you know, say like a third or a second or something, it's still, I think... Oh, no, actually, if you get that at this point, it would be good enough because this is, this is game number 5. For some reason, thinking that there's 2 more games. So maybe it is safer with that in mind to go for that, just trying the top 4 here.
So if we look at Group 1, 25 points was the cutoff. So, like, the mid-20s are, like, generally what you're going to want to shoot for if you want to get to day 2, it looks like. So you're thinking, like, a 3rd place would get you 6 points. 5th place would get you 5 points. Like, that's 25, that's 24, like, so you're definitely on the edge, but you're right there. So it's an awkward spot to be in because, like, you don't want to go like 8th for sure. So it's hard to go for like those first place comps and play risky. I'd put my chips in with just playing standard, but But we'll see. We'll see what he decides. But we're going to look at Zhuangzi right now, who still is in the lead despite a fast 8 last game. Space Pirates giveth and Space Pirates take it away, apparently.
He also has the Jace in the shop at 2-3.
Right.
While he's trying to go Space Pirates again. He's going to make enough gold for it.
The Space Pirates chose me is what he's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, won't win this round, so he'll have to sell in order to buy that Jace if that's going to be the route there. Was already hovering it in the shop, so yeah, does just that. Sells the Jarvan, picks up the Jace. We know Zhuangzi likes Space Pirates, so it's no surprise there.
The pirate life chose me. That's right. Type it in chat.
I think in a galaxy like Big Bang, you can go big, especially when you have as much leeway as Zhuangzi does.
Yeah, I agree.
It does suck for people like in the middle, like Double and Socks and Cupid, to have to play safer on such a go big or go home kind of galaxy.
I think Socks needs to go big, or he is going to be going home. He
That's
needs
true.
it. He
That's
basically
true.
needs
You're
it
right.
first. Yeah.
Actually, you're right. This is the best galaxy to do it on.
With a first, Socks could get up to 24, which is still like right on the edge. So I think he needs first, or he doesn't have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awkward point number where he's not guaranteed, but we'll see. Checking out Socks' point of view here, he slams the RFC, that rapid fire cannon. I think we're gonna see some Blade Masters if that's any indication.
Are we slash broing?
Yes, we are.
The blade chose me. Has it chosen Socks?
Yeah, so last game I was listening in to some of the other TFT co-streams, and they were talking about how Socks was so uncomfortable playing Astro Snipers because he had prepared like 1 or 2 comps to play. And they were worried that that was going to be his downfall, and admittedly it happened to be in the last game where he high-rolled a Teemo 2 and he wasn't comfortable playing it.
Yeah.
But now I think he's in his comfort zone, and I'm really excited to see what he can pull out.
Definitely. I think along that point as well, it's very interesting because assuming that, other information that I got from Socks was correct, he said that he did very much like to play flexible on ladder, but for tournaments did like to play a couple of comps. But Socks is a very strong player overall. I feel as though he should be able to, pivot and be a little bit flexible, even, disregarding the last couple of weeks or week or so of prep for this tournament. It's a comp that's been meta. You're obviously seeing it played every single game. You might not know the specific nuances, but with rolling in Teemo 2, perhaps there was some other unluckiness there and getting the Astros and the blue buff online and stuff. But either way, Socks here is going to be going back to comfort, so hopefully that'll be what works for him.
I mean, sometimes those situations that just look amazing early in the game end up being kind of baits, right? Where it's like you hit the Teemo 2 and that's great. Like, I can't imagine a scenario where you don't try to build around the Teemo 2, right? But then he doesn't find the Bard, he doesn't find the Gnar for like a really long time, and without the Astro buff, it's just not going to be good. So I think it was a little bit of misfortune there, but because you can't blame him for not playing around for wanting to play around a Teemo 2 at like what 3-3 it was or something. Who wouldn't, right? But it happens. All right, finds a Shen. A Shen 2 would be really big here too if you can find that. That's such a nice little early game spike to kind of keep you stable.
Yeah, having that for your front line is going to be super, super good. Does need to find that Yi eventually. It is towards the bottom of the lobby right now, and I know Mismatch Socks is comfortable with taking losses with this composition. It's what you have to do a lot of the time before you really go online. So again, Socks is in his element here. It's just that things need to go his favor when he goes to the point where he's rolling down.
Oh, I was kind of hoping that would be a spatula for his sake because he could make the Blade Master spat with that sword.
Oh, gets the glove.
All right.
The golden box into nothing, or gold. But the Nico's nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least the Nico can, in an emergency, help him hit like a 3-star that he really needs, possibly.
It's a nice shop over there with the Zed and the Yasuo.
Yeah.
Has the option to make either a Death Cap or a Jeweled Gauntlet, assuming he is going for that Yi. What do you both prefer when it comes to that itemization choice? Is it Death Cap or is it Jeweled Gauntlet for the Master Yi?
I always prefer Death Cap because I don't like the RNG of Jeweled Gauntlet, but I do know Jeweled Gauntlet's a lot easier to build, easier to make. Yeah.
I agree. If I had to choose, I would pick Death Cap every time because it's just straight stat increases. You know what you're getting. It's always going to be good. Where, like Becca said, with Jewel Gauntlet, it can be very strong, but you've got that little element of variance that the more you can reduce the variance in your game, the better, you know? Want to be as consistent as possible. That said, Jewel Gauntlet is still a great item for Master Yi. It's just, you know, you probably wouldn't want to pick it over a Death Cap, I think.
Yeah, from what we can see Slooper has like the quintessential easy flexible items. He has the Spark and he has the GA, which you fit into any comp comfortably. So he's just looking really good. He has a lot of health, good gold, good items.
Yeah, Redemption as well, also flexible.
Yeah, looks like he can play anything he wants from here.
I mean, you look at this and you're like, all right, well, I mean, yeah, honestly, it's so flexible. I've been playing a lot of cybernetics lately, so I look at this and I think cybernetics. But at the same time, yeah, honestly, there's so many comps that benefit from these items. Like, they're just such good generic items.
Mm-hmm. It looks like the units, though, are telling him to go Rebels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a couple cybernetics in there, but the 2 stars definitely say Rebels, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially with the Rumble as well, and having the GA Ionic Spark. Those are kind of like your staple, basic GP items. Will need items for the Jinx, though, if you do go Rebels later on. Has a belt, so maybe that's turned into a red buff. But at least for now, the Z2 is actually a really good early game carry. And then the Demolitionist as well. Rumble's a super, super good early game unit. And we kind of see that, see that right now with his HP, 96 on top of the lobby. It's, not an amazing composition, but it's still good enough to be at the top of this game.
Yeah, when I look at this board too, sorry, Becca. When I look at this board too, I think late game, right? And if we're talking about the GP, having that Nico helping you hit the GP too early is the difference between, like a top 2 and a top 4, right? So if he's patient and he keeps going that Rebels route, he's got a lot of tools to produce a very strong late game board.
Yeah, I think I really liked that change when they first buffed all the individual mech pilot units. Because before you never felt very good playing just a solo Annie or a solo Rumble, but now solo Annie, solo Rumble feels so good. They're like viable frontliners while you're trying to transition, and you don't always have to go the mech route. So I like that they added the flexibility by buffing those units.
Huh. Something interesting here. Cubiditas is on 3-3 with only 10 gold there, as we see on the little gold bench there. So maybe rolled it down to try to find a Syndra 2 to stabilize, or Nico 2, but only has, I believe, a 1-star of both of those.
Oh, did he have a pair
a
of
little
both?
bit punished there. Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a Nico on the board there, but at least has a pair of Syndras.
Yeah, that can be a little bit rough. That's I think that's what I would call a bait too, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm level 6, so I've got the 30% chance instead of 35, but I know I'll hit one if I just roll down, and then you're broke.
Ooh, 4 spats here. That's really good for Sox, making sure you can get that BM spat for the Zed.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, you always feel good when you see the spatula.
Yeah, even gets it on a Riven there, so going to be able to pop that off for free, keep Riven in as for that Chrono buff. We know he already had a Shen, so just still, a little bit better there. Things going Sox's way, and he needs things to go his way right now, being on 47 HP at the bottom of the lobby.
Yeah, he really needs this. Let's see what Slooper decides to do here. He's got, you could make Protector Spat too. We'll check back in with him later, though. Checking back in with the Hope for NA mismatch Sox. And he does have that Zed Blade Master, like we talked about. Able to use the Riven as well, like you mentioned, Crowan, to keep the Chrono buff going. And so what he really needs now is a Master Yi, and then things are going to be better, theoretically.
He has everything but the Yi.
Yeah.
He does have the Chrono Blade Masters. He has everything. He actually put the units, put the items on the Fizz to hold, but it's looking a little rough. He needs to find that Yi soon.
It's a little awkward putting the items on the Fizz, because Fizz is the infiltrator that you want for the infiltrator buff, giving it over to Zed, so we'll have to refine that unit later. But even more importantly, just needs to find that Master Yi first. Like level 7, 30 gold, it's going to be awkward to roll down, lower than, say, 30, because you're going to destroy your econ that way. But does Sox think that this is enough on board right now? The 5 loss streak would say otherwise.
Yeah, and I think he just had to slam those items. Yeah, he just had to slam it on Fizz because he has to play his strongest board. He's just too low.
Yeah, I agree.
With 0 Ys, yeah.
Gotta do something.
He's unwilling to go below 40 gold, it seems. That's so worrying. I don't know. Sox is comfortable with this, though, so hopefully it works out.
I mean, with this build, you can get 20 HP or less and still come back and win a lobby, but you're definitely playing with fire at that point, especially in the late game. One bad round can just end it. And where you're in a position like Sox where you need first, I can't disagree with this line of play. He is going for first place because he knows that's what he needs.
Very true there, actually. I think that if he was a bit more, on the upper end of the standings, he could play a bit more, just a bit more reserved, not have to play as greedy, but needs to do that in this specific situation here. So
where is that Yi?
Is hiding.
It's crazy.
I mean, Yasuo 1, Zed 1, Malphite 1.
Right.
This is looking not so good for NA's hope.
Yep. He's pretty far away from any of those 3 stars, which is, of course, what you need to really make this build, work in the end.
Maybe we just hope for a comeback story from this point for Mismatch Sox. That'll cement his Faker of TFT story that much better.
Oh, he didn't really get Blade Master items either.
No Runeance is going to be rough. Okay, hit the Yi. Yeah. There we go. So the comp is technically online, but it's only 1 star still.
You know what you do here, honestly? You make your Riven like your secondary carry, I think.
Yeah.
I think you load up Riven with a bunch of items and you try to have her carry a little bit. It's less good without all the sorcerer buffs, but he's gonna go for the tanky Shen, and this is okay too. But you could also go Aurelia. You could put the GA on Aurelia, but I don't know. What do you like to use as your secondary carry when you're in a situation like this where things are kind of awkward and you need more than the Yi? What do you do? I go 2 different ways, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it.
I think if I were him, I'm not sure what Cronin's gonna say, but I think I would put the GA and the Morello on the Fizz right now. Just make sure he casts, and I think it'll be good on the backline to stall them at least. What do you think, Cronin?
Yeah, I think that's a super good idea. That's a route that I actually hadn't quite considered. I was too busy thinking about the delegation of that Shroud to the Shen, and maybe theorizing a world where, say, an IE on the Aurelia could be viable as a secondary carry there.
Right.
But I think having a bit of tankiness for that front line and still items to delegate to other units like that Fizz, I think might be a little bit better to get that. I don't even know, because that gets a top 4 in my mind, but maybe the Aurelia IE route is the thing that is going to be getting a first. It's a very awkward spot, and I'm not too sure what is 100% correct here.
I mean, you are right. The game where there was another 6-Blade Master, they did have items on the Aurelia as a secondary carry.
Right.
Ooh, I mean, locket, though, here.
Oof.
I don't know about the locket. I just feel like that's not going to give you enough later in the game.
Yeah, that feels like a top 4 play with the locket.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. Because he needs to play for top 1.
Right. Yeah. And I think one of the major things with playing this build is knowing when and how to itemize secondary carries. One that I've been liking to use, which actually Sox himself suggested to me, was if you can get a Shiv, get a Shiv for Xayah too, because she can put a ton of damage with that. Obviously, that's not an option in this particular case, but that's one. In this particular case, I like itemizing the Aurelia or the Riven.
Yeah, I mean, I do know Sox is really good at playing this comp, so I want to put my faith in him. Maybe he thinks the locket will delay long enough for you to pop off harder. Or just save him HP early while he's looking for the tier 3s or the upgrades.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially so. Looking at this composition here from Double 61, it's kind of a smattering of a bunch of different synergies here. Double 61 playing very flexible, found a Jin 2 there and put it in. It has no items right now though. I wonder if this is going to be sort of reminiscent of who was it? Voltairix from game number 1 in that first Victor composition. I wonder if it's going to be more of the same kind of playstyle there.
Yeah, this is what you call the Noah's Ark comp, man. He's got 2 of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was one of the biggest changes that happened this set, was when they changed it so that when you sell your units, you only lose 1 gold for upgraded units. It's allowed so many of the more flexible players to really show how flexible they are without being punished so hard for trying to stay open to different routes. So if Double just wanted to sell that Jin, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. He could if he wanted to, but now it looks like snipers. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. This is smooth though.
It was pretty
smooth.
I think the brawlers
tiers,
are going to be able to. Yeah, not yet, I guess.
That's exactly the point I was going to bring up. There's no tiers for the Teemo, no blue buff. There is the potential of a celestial spat, for to get that synergy with the Ashe there. There's going to be a good shroud placement there. Is the Jin too? RFC and Teemo 1 with Morello's enough?
I mean, at least he has Astro. Like, if you've got the Astro buff, like, you can see the Teemo is still firing out mushrooms pretty quickly. Yeah. The blue buff makes it really fast, but even without it, as long as you have Astro as a buff, you do okay. And this is actually a really good example of how important the Astro buff is. You compare this, that board looks very strong with just a Teemo 1. When you compared Sox's board from last game that had a Teemo 2 early but didn't have the Astro buff. So I think it just shows you just how much that trait matters if you're going to play something like this. So it's not ideal, but it's okay. I like this direction anyway.
Yeah.
So we can see that Zhuangzi is in last again. Do you guys think he just doesn't care anymore and just wants to go for the YOLO big Space Pirates plays? Or do you think he's like trying to help his fellow countrymen get into the top 4?
I don't know. I mean, he's in the top 4 no matter what.
Yeah, he's definitely in.
Yep. So he doesn't really need to perform in this game at all. But it's hard to say. There's also something to be said, I think, for not giving your opponents any more information than you need to. So if you know you're in, you can just kind of like meme your way through the other games and be like, LOL, I took 8th. But then you kind of like deny them 2 games worth of information, right?
Yeah,
that is.
But he also has 2 fawns on his bench. Like, how are you so strong?
Wow.
Doa, I think that is a super valid strategy. The one concern that I have with that perspective, though, or at least if Zhuangzi holds that perspective, is game number 4. It wasn't solidified that he'd be able to go 8th and still advance. Like I think I actually mentioned earlier, he could potentially, but there's no guarantee until you see how all the standings are after game number 4. Obviously, going to this game, he knows that is the case, so I think denying information is 100% a good and viable thing to do, especially when all these competition are going to be scouting you, seeing what you played, what you prefer, information to go into tomorrow with. So wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Seems like he also just really likes Space Pirates, so he'll just prioritize that.
That gold box gave a Wukong and a Teemo.
Yup. I was just going to say
this.
It was the best gold box I've ever seen.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of items.
Wukong's definitely going in.
Let's see. Oh, there's the other Teemo. Let's see what AlphaGo is up to besides Teemo's in his shop that other people want. Looks like he is going cybernetics this game, but he does have that Blade Master vein as well. So interesting little adaptation here.
Yeah, this is the same thing we saw from earlier. The Fiora with the Zephyr and the Blitzcrank to pull in, and it's going to pull in the Victor here, so that's huge. This is such a good tech here that, North American players at least don't do at all, is keep the Blitzcrank in, but it's proving to be so valuable here. Isn't going to win this round, but just even still, the concept of it I'm really a fan of.
Yeah, yep. I like it a lot too, because I think in NA, people stop thinking about blitzes as much as long as there isn't a Jinx in the lobby. But if you're keeping it in with cybers, I think in NA you could farm some elo, just catching people off guard.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Oh, Zhuangzi, does go 8th here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ad Astra at 5 HP, so possibly soon to follow here. But yeah, Zhuangzi just hopping out ASAP. I guess it's time to take a nap. I mean, the thing is, right now in Asia, it's like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., depending on where you are time zone-wise. So these players have been playing since like 2 or 3 a.m. So I think there's a lot of really tired people on that side of the world too.
Yeah, it is true.
So he's
but
probably
Sox
already
is also
hopped
on
in
a
bed at
streak
this
now.
point.
Sox is on
Yeah.
a streak. Hasn't
Yeah.
lost in a while.
KC Double is outfitted as Jin with some pretty good items here. RFC, IE, and now GA isn't quite enough to beat AlphaGo there, though. Sox maintaining his win streak, though, has definitely hit that Master Yi. Because we are on Big Bang, he gets a lot of item components to put on multiple carries there, and even is level up to 9, as we see on the side there.
Meanwhile, Ad Astra, our representative from Turkey, is out in 7th, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah.
And so that is going to be the end to kind of a disappointing day for him. But hey, he made it this far, so that's impressive in its own right.
Definitely.
Yeah. So he did switch the Blitzcrank out. I've always thought that just because Blitzcrank doesn't synergize very well with Sniper Synergy, which is what people tend to play in Cybers, I thought he just wouldn't be a good pick, but he did switch it out now. But he still wants to keep it on the bench, obviously, to catch the carries off guard. Because usually the units you place in the corner next to your carry tend to move out, so by the time the Thresh hooks in the Blitz will get the carry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, super good point there. And this lobby has kind of flipped itself on its head right now. Mismatched Sox is in first place.
What is happening? Let's go!
Wait, he's 8 Blade Masters. Is he going 9? Oh no. I've watched Mismatched Sox try to go for 9 Blade Masters before, and he instantly regretted it and said, I'm never doing that again.
Oh no.
Like that... I hope he just keeps 8 and actually doesn't go 9.
Please don't. I feel like I've always
say?
regretted it every single time as well.
What do you get here? Because the thing is the Star Guardian thing is a little bit tempting, because if you decide to just stick with 6 Blade Masters, you could make one of them a Star Guardian and then add a Janna like that to get true damage.
Yeah.
But decided to go with the Static Shiv instead.
Shiv's really nice here. I think putting it on the Echo is, or probably it's just gonna be the Echo. It's super good there. So. Has outfitted the Riven with 3 items. Well, the Riven's kind of like a support Riven here, holding the Chalice, the Locket, and the Zeke's Herald there. But still going to be pretty effective, just stat wise as well for her.
He's just not gonna hit Master Yi 3 though. So does that mean he's kind of committed to 9 Blade Masters? Committed to trying to find that?
No, I don't think so. Sox actually likes going this route while playing BMs. He's not always committed to going for Yi 3, but just fits in a bunch of good units at level 9, and that's what he has found success with while running Blade Masters recently.
Fair enough. Ooh, not this game though.
No.
Oh no.
Cast a curse a little bit.
Cast a
swapping
curse.
To him
No.
Yeah.
Please swap away,
Swap
please.
He needs to win out now. It's a bit of a rough situation. If he can find that Zaya, he can go 9 Blade Masters. But finding a 1-cost... Oh my gosh, there it is. That's it.
No, don't do it.
That's 9 Blade Masters. The prophecy is complete.
That sucks.
At least he's going out with a bang. Sorry. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Even if he doesn't make it, it's going to be memorable. All the eggs are in the very sharp Blade Mastery basket, which doesn't sound like a good place for eggs, but hey, we're going to make it work.
Mismatched Sox could live or die right now on 9 Blade Masters. This could be what brings him into the finals, or a moment that he will regret for so long.
Please.
This is crazy. That's a lot of attacks.
Yeah, kind of watching here, you know, with bated breaths on how this match will go. Riven's still alive, though, and the E is, but it's just not enough.
The damage just wasn't very high, and Sox is at 3 HP. He's still alive, but that's the thing, is without the Master Yi 3, it feels like the Blade Masters just don't do, you know, as much damage. And he doesn't have the Runin's Hurricane either, so he's kind of missing a lot of damage on the Yi as well.
For sure. I think missing the Runans is a huge factor why it's not as strong. I also think in previous times where Sox has gone to level 9, he has been able to find multiple, you know, tier 2 5-cost units. Like Echo 2 would Echo would be usually tier 2 right now. Would probably have like a Thresh 2 or I don't know, a Urgot 2 or something like that. But that lack of just strong unit presence here with the lack of Runans is really worrying.
Yeah, actually, who holds Gunblade best on this comp?
Aurelia? Probably.
The Fizz, right?
Master... Yeah, I was going to say, is it Master Yi? But, like, no, it's probably Fizz. We'll see. I think the blue buff goes on... Actually, I don't know. Is blue buff going to Aurelia, or does it go on to the Fizz? Okay, Aurelia.
All right. I'm just wondering
Maybe
if there's a
Aurelia
way you
could
can
become a
make
disarm
Lulu a
bot.
Blade Master.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Mystic. Okay. I'm thinking crazy things now.
I do like
so he's
this.
pivoted out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not have kept 9 Blade Masters either.
I agree.
Okay.
Just 8. 8's enough. Oh, give the Swordbreaker to Zed right before Zed blows up. Is this enough damage to survive? Enough damage to the enemy team to live. Double 61.
No.
Oh, GG. NA's hopes and dreams have died in 5th place.
Dang. You know,
Alrighty.
Socks
Bummer.
made a statement. 9 Blade Masters. You gotta respect it at a certain point. Like, I love the commitment, but unfortunately didn't work out for Socks there. But we have our top 4, and things are shaping up for the players that will move on to tomorrow.
Yep, that's right.
So Slooper really performed really well all day, right? I think
Oh,
in
yeah.
every single lobby, almost.
Yeah, he's at 22 points. He's tied for number 2
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah. It's nice
Wow,
to see
triple
Brazil
locket.
showing up.
Triple Locket Aurelia for, or not Aurelia, Leona for AlphaGo. So trying to push trying to push 2 Chinese players out of this group into the top 4.
Ooh.
Looking possible as Double 61 takes a hit there, and KC Double 61 is another one of those players that needs to have a really good game to have a chance to top 4, and he's at least top 3.
Yeah, I think he actually makes it. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm like pretty confident in saying that with this placement of at least top 3, he still makes it, and that's what I love to see. Talked about it a bit earlier. There's, you know, you've had 2 or 3 not great games, but you go into games 4 and 5, and you have scaled. You know, mentally, you've scaled in terms of, you know, being adjusted to the lobby, and you're just coming out with a bang here. I guess as I will repeat the same reference there a second earlier.
Big one. Oh, Zephyr on the GP. All right, Slooper's not going to be happy to see that. How fast can the GP cast? Doesn't matter. Can Jin find a shot on that GP maybe?
Oh, that GP was not the best.
Not really, no. Kind of whiffed that one a little bit.
Oh, if
That's
it was a little
enough
bit
to
better,
win.
would have won.
Yeah,
Yeah, that GP could have changed the fight for sure.
right.
Ooh. A spat here. Oh, that spat gives double a force of nature.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
That's huge. Is definitely gonna be looking at that. And wait,
Oh.
okay, grabs the rebel. Wait.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait.
He's not the rebel composition here. Am
Let
was
me-
double scouting somebody else? Maybe no.
Let's find out. All right. So he has the ability to make a frozen heart on Karma. Huh.
Oh, it's grabbing it because that's the Jin. He's
Yeah, the
chasing
Jin
Jin
3.
3. It all makes sense now.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot he had
respect
that
it.
many Jins.
Yeah. I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
hey, that's
if
a win
I'm
condition.
correct.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I'm correct, Doubles knows he's going to make it into day 2 already. So just chasing the Jin 3 for a little bit of extra fun there over the fawn.
Fair enough. AlphaGo, Slooper, fighting it out with that sub 10 HP right now.
Yeah, AlphaGo with a good shroud there on the GP to start that round off, as we see on the bottom of our screen.
Yep. Okay.
Oh.
He's out.
Casey
And
Double
that's
actually
it.
getting out in second.
Oh.
Yeah, that's game.
Yeah, that is the double kill. And so we'll have to see who won that one. I actually didn't even catch it. I think it was Alpha, but I don't quote me on that one. Sometimes with those double kills, it gets a little...